Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, and hello, Raiders! We timed that really well, actually. As I hit it, I got the notification. I'm like, yes! Timing. Now, first things first, I have to hydrate because Day has been spamming bread at me. Victory. Alright. I hope you all have had a lovely day and that you got plenty of writing done during your stream, Siobhan. And I hope that anyone who is hanging around to sprint along had productive times and a good time, obviously. And then you come from a very productive stream to the newspaper noise stream. Day, I will time you out. I just want you to know that. I can and will. Oh, okay, you know what? Here we go. Here we go. How does timeout work? How long does it time you out for? Yes! 5 minutes. I love that the chat immediately just... Oh no! I didn't realize it was going to delete all the messages. Wow. That chat cleaned up real quick. Oh god, Day, seriously, please stop. Okay. So, the plan for today is more nano prep stuff. There's new Oh! Yeah, that's not what you think, right? I've gotten that wrong. It's those are words that are contained within the name, not like you think. Okay. I didn't realize not like you think was from Western Australia. Nice. Oh, that's totally fair. Totally fair. No one is required to come to me. I'm just around. Like, I just chill. But yes, nano prep. Because I have a planning document, I guess you could call it. I've listed some characters who are important and what their roles are. I actually need to change that because I actually have given him a name. Oh, I didn't refresh it. He has a name. Congratulations. The Vice President has a name. I've got a list of the kind of important-ish characters. It's missing a couple, but they're like the smaller ones. They're around. I put in distance because I realized that I didn't know how far away anything was, and I was really confused. I was like, so it's like, a 4 days trip from here to there, and I'm like, wait a second. Hold on. And so I attempted to do the math, which is really difficult because my math isn't very good. But I was like, okay, let's do the approximate math. We'll get the hypotenuse of a goddamn rectangle and we'll figure out the distance between the two places. And then I went, okay, so how... Because I've been using, like, Google Maps biking speed as the equivalent for horse riding. So I went, okay, how long does it take to do 80 kilometers? Only apparently 6 hours. Which, okay. That is how the crow flies though, so it's, it's shenanigan-y. And then I had to do it for the other one as well, which is, that one doesn't show up as much, but it is there. I was tempted to do a timeline, because a lot of things happen over a long span of time in my novel. And you can see that I haven't gotten everything in. And then I have spoiler tags, which is just a bunch of nonsense. And they actually do have spoilers in them. Like, there's actual spoilers in there. For once. This one's my favorite, because I can't show that. Oh, absolutely. That's why I went, like, okay, so 6 hours, if you left it, like, dawn, yeah, you could get to your place at noon, but it would suck. You'd want to have gaps. So a 6-hour ride would stretch out with, time to rest and letting your horse rest and everything to approximately a day trip. Like a full day trip. Which is why when it's like 10 hours, I'm like, that's like a 2-day trip by horse. And of course, then there's at some point, an army is marching further than this, but less than this. And they're going to be walking even slower because they have to walk at walking speed, even though they have horses, because they would have, like, foot infantry. So there was math involved. I didn't do the math for how far the army has to walk yet, because that's mostly a background detail. And I can kind of fudge the dates on that. Because, like, if it's like, oh, they walked really quickly, it's like, just, you only know when they arrive. You don't know when they leave in story. So it's like, it's fine. Right, it's K Day. Okay, so it would be approximately a 2-day march. I think. Possibly more. The terrain probably isn't great for the what is the terrain like for where they're walking? That's a good question. I actually don't remember how their terrain is for that location. Because they're doing a lot is happening in that military march. The protagonist isn't in it, but it's important. Oh, it's not gonna load, is it? Yay. I assume they do. I would assume they would have pack animals. So, you know, they've got that. Oh, for God's sake, there we go. Yay. They probably would have pack animals. They might not have as much as they would like, though. Because the situation with that particular army march is... they're basically doing like a separate... They've split the army in half against the orders of the dude on top. And so they're not running with like full resources or anything. Because coups. Coups are great. So they split the army, well, not in half, like I think they cut off like a third of it. And so they would not be running with the full resources that a third would have. Yeah. So we can assume, I'll use 60 as an estimate. I'll use 60 per day as an estimate. I'm trying to get the map up. Here we go. The terrain isn't too bad for the location. Because they're going from, they're trying to get to here-ish. Well, I guess they're trying to get like here, maybe? They're trying to get somewhere in here from over here, and there's 2 bits. That's the issue, there's 2 entire sections. It's complicated. I'll do the math on that. But it like, again, part of the joy of the fact the protagonist is not part of what's going on down in the southwest is that I don't have to, as long as I don't say when they left, like what time the army began marching off, it's fine. You can make the assumption yourself. You can, like, if I say when they arrive and you know that they couldn't have left before this date, you can kind of fill it in. And there's like a 2-week span they could leave in. Good morning, RPG Dinosaur Bob. How are you? Do you have the coffee? These are the important questions. I'm gonna actually put that in my notes. Army March. Oh, thank you for the follow, Author Goddess. Thank you very much. Approx 60k a day. Fiddle around for the army being split initially, and for terrain and not having as many pack animals, etc. as they would like to have. For coup reasons. Coup reasons. We love coup reasons. Coups are fun. Technically, she's not doing the coup now, but it is coup reasons. Oh, and then everything goes downhill from there. Everything south of the time is mess. You have the coffee and you have consumed a ham and Swiss omelette. Ooh, that sounds quite nice. Excellent. Like coup, like as in like a military coup. C-O-U-P. C-O-U-P, coup. Coop reasons. Well, because if I say coop, then it's like a bird coop. It's pronounced coup, because the French are silly. So it's for coup reasons. C-O-U-P. And then things happening. And then I haven't figured out what this is, which is annoying, because I need to figure out what that is. Because there's like, there's a whole lot going on in this. But I figure that planning the plot, most of the plot has been roughly planned. Like I was beginning doing a timeline, but I need to figure out this one bit first, and I'll do that later. Most of it's been figuring out who characters are, because for a while I was like, okay, I have the protagonist, I have his boyfriend, I have his best friend, I have his companions, all 3 of them, and then I have the president, I had the foreign minister, I had the treasurer, and then I had the the antagonist squad, including Shenanigan. And I didn't actually have the vice president, who was very important, but he has a name now. And so we're probably going to work on the vice president's article today. just so that I can figure out what his deal is, so that I can slot him into the shenanigans of... Well, he's not doing the coup stuff, but like coup. Imagine doves having bloody reasons. Oh god, the doves everywhere. They might be important. They might be important. Messenger pigeons. No shit. Oh my god. Let me just make that. Messenger pigeons. I will make my notes. Somehow I forgot about messenger pigeons, which will be very important, and I'm sure that will come up. Maybe that's the first spy incident. There you go. First spy incident is that they find a goddamn messenger dove that has shit on it that it's really not supposed to have. Damn it. Incredible. I forgot about birds. How did I forget about birds? The first spy incident is the least happens in the first spy incident. It's all the other ones where stuff goes funky. Woo! Oh yeah, core. Core is silly. I mean, arguably, depending on your accent with the word core, it has 3 silent letters. Because in a non-rhotic accent like Australian English, we don't pronounce the R. We just use like an O that's like I think it's the open back, like or vowel. So it's just core, basically. There is a little bit of an R, but like you could make the case that core has 3 silent letters, the RPS, which I think is hilarious. I love that. How many pigeons agendas? Oh god, the birds have plans. The birds. And Day is back and has handed in their bread and their toaster. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm sorry for actually doing it, but I'm like, I had to. The core is a... I actually don't know how to spell cops. I assume it's pronounced cops, right? I've never had to pronounce that word, but I assume it's not pronounced cops. Oh no. First spy incident. Found dead messenger bird with intel. That is in my notes. That's why I have this note document, for when I just have an idea. The rest of my notes are in my Discord, because I don't know, it's easier. Excellent. Just like cops. Okay, cool. I know I'd seen the word cops before, but I was briefly concerned that it was pronounced core. I was terrified for the briefest second that it was pronounced core, and I was like, oh no. Oh dear. No. English, no. You can't do this to me. Cops. Cops and the cops. Goddamn homonyms. Separate them by 1 letter, and you would not know it's there. We love English. We love English orthography. It's beautiful. Okay. So what was I working on here? So of the characters, I need to give him his tag too. He needs to have the... Where's the tag? Navigation. Here we go. Where is it? Preferences? Where does it go? Where is it gone? Where have you put it? Oh, it's over here. AC45. Oh, with capitals. AC45. Let's keep it consistent, please. Because now he should show up in here. There he is. Woo! But like most of these characters here, some of them are not relevant. The ones who aren't are just still here anyway. The ones who are relevant but don't have articles, I already know a lot about. Which is good. What the fuck? What? Okay. Got the key, right? So hello, Cashtan! Oh, I must have missed the pun. Sorry. There was chatter. You try to throw it. Here it is, core. 2 silent letters, but when you try and throw in 1 more silent, you kill the whole thing. Right. I think I get it. I'm not clever. Ah, right. Window wind. Yes. Yes, I love it. What a language. What a beautiful language. I immediately went for wind the wind. Of course. Ah, corpse. Corpse, corpse, corpse. I'm not clever. I'm sorry. I'm not quick on the uptake, which is unfortunate, because you would think that'd be the whole point. Oh well. Oh well. That's what we have chat for. They can keep me in the loop so that I don't look like a complete fool. Eventually I'll get it. Oops. But yeah, so most of the characters either have articles. So I think of the characters that are important, like Tom Joel has an article, he's protagonist, he already has one. One of the two antagonists have articles. Well, I guess the whole antagonist squad has articles because he has one too. Congratulations, Mr. Emperor. The secondary protagonist has an article. And then there's a couple that are important but don't have articles yet, but I do know a lot about them. Luckily. Oh, his boyfriend has an article too. Congratulations. His boyfriend has an article. But then it's like, I don't have a written article for the president yet, but I can kind of fill in, which is good. But I can't fill in for the VP because I have no idea what his deal is yet. If puns are the lowest humor female, that's why I'm in the gutter. Am I doing a Dark Harvest article? No, I'm not doing a Dark Harvest article, unfortunately. Well, I mean, I guess I can check it out. Where it's on the board, right? I can grab that. But I think I looked at it and went, if I'm gonna actually do Nano this year, for the first time in like 5 years, it's been a long time since I've done Nano. I kind of need to use all my streams for prep. And since I'm using my computer time to do other stuff, I didn't want to bite into it, I guess. I don't know. It's literally just the Harvest Festival, right? Yeah. Dark rituals related to food or harvests, sinister spooky harvest traditions, Halloween. No, I don't think I had any of those. I didn't have any immediate ideas for it. Because I feel like if I tried to, it would just end up being Samhain. And we don't need another Samhain. We already have Samhain. We don't need more weird spirit shit. It's not weird spirit shit, but stuff happening. So I didn't have an idea for that. I was like, I'm sure I could think of something, but part of me doesn't want to write something that's not going to be useful for Nano. And since the Nano story isn't in Harvest, well, I guess, technically it's in Harvest time, actually. Where's my calendar? Where's my converter? I wrote this down. The other one, not the Synergasia one, the Thrasan Standard. Okay, so that's not quite Harvest. Harvest is the next month. So not quite. I can't tie it in, unfortunately. Because I don't think the story is going to bleed too far into Alawis as a month. It's mostly in the month of Bremos. So Harvest does not occur, per se. It doesn't come up. If it did, that would have been a nice in, but the issue is that it wouldn't really be relevant to the thing. Just because I'm well, it's not. He's not there to celebrate Halloween. He's there to not get murdered, and to repay a debt to a friend. So, not his top priority carving pumpkins or anything. So it wouldn't come up for the protagonist pretty much anywhere at all. Especially since I cut out a bunch of young characters because they were unnecessary. It wouldn't come up. Mr. My own advice. You don't have to do every prompt, especially not flash challenges. And even big challenges, you don't have to do all of those. That's the issue. Because I know last year because we had the monthly challenges. They're now bi-monthly, so every 2 months, barring the big events. But there used to be monthly, and there was one in May. There was, I think, the Colony Challenge, and I just had nothing for it, and I was so swamped with uni work, but I was I'll do it anyway. And that article still pisses me off because it's just one of my worst, and I'm this annoys me. So since that day, I have committed to, if I don't have an idea and if I'm not feeling it, just don't do the article. Don't do the challenge. And there's a couple that I've missed since then. I had a pretty decent record. I don't think I called you chicken. I don't think I called you chicken. Is this a reference to the movie that I don't remember? Oh god, it's been ages since I've seen those movies. I need to rewatch Back to the Future. God damn it. There are so many movies on my list that I need to rewatch or watch for the first time. This is frustrating. Why are there so many films? Why are there so many movies? Oh no. Oh no. Okay, so he's born in 358. After lock. Well, yeah. After lock. Well, yes. No, after. Regular in the sense that I go to your house occasionally. And I'm like, yes. I mean, step one is we're watching The Mummy and Princess Bride. We can go from there. I can also just rewatch Back to the Future if I want to. Because most of it will hold up. I'm not as worried about Back to the Future not holding up as I am for, like... God, what movie were we going to watch? What movie did I say we were going to watch? We were going to watch... Nah, lost it. There was something I had on the list and I can't remember it. Cinderella Story probably doesn't hold up. But, you know, films. Some of them hold up. No, not Jurassic Park. I haven't seen Jurassic Park, but it wasn't... Jurassic Park wasn't what I was thinking of. Yeah, Mummy 1 and 2, Princess Bride, and Highlander we were going to watch. And then I had one on my reference, and I was like, I can't remember it. Well, yeah, The Godfather as well. Also The Godfather. But I'm thinking of a conversation between me and Day, and I've forgotten what it was. I'm sure it's in my history, actually. Hold on. I can figure this out. Where's the history gone? Oh, because I'm an incognito. I can't see my history. Oh my god. Pain in the butt. I'll figure it out. I mean, I haven't seen Star Wars either. There's a lot of things I haven't seen. I haven't seen a lot of things. I'm not cultured. I have made a lot of mistakes in my life, and I haven't seen a lot of films. But... like, they're all good films, just means that they're not the ones I was thinking of. What was it? The Seeker! Oh, The Seeker is not gonna hold up, but I want to watch The Seeker again. Oh god, that's a shit film, but I'm gonna love it. No, I wasn't gonna do reaction videos. I mean, I put it this way, when I'm eventually able to do these movie nights with Day, when I'm allowed to, like, physically go to their house, the plan is that we'll watch movies every once in a while, and you can bet your ass that the next stream I have after those, I will talk about those movies. So you will at least get that. You will get that. Haven't seen Star Trek either. I haven't seen a lot of stuff. Stop brains. Sci-fi. I haven't seen sci-fi. Treasure Planet. Treasure Planet. Treasure Planet. I mean, if I come on stream and I tell you my reactions to things, I post my streams to YouTube, therefore it is a reaction video. Technically. But no, I was not going to film myself watching films. That wasn't going to happen. I'm not that kind of person. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I haven't seen that either. I haven't seen anything. Okay, so, 58. Porn. Kratz. No, that's basically it, because then you basically want to go... Ah, sprint! Okay. Excellent. We can do that. We can do that. We can sprint. Excellent. I have one of those. Oh, I need to open my sprint program. Hold on. Where is it? There we go. It should show up. Yes. Okay. It's that way. It's that way. Yes. Up there. You can see the sprint timer. I don't know if it's super clear, but it's fine. It'll have a noise when it goes off. Since Cashtown has redeemed for sprint, we will do a 10-minute sprint where I will attempt to write something or at least figure stuff out. It's a productivity sprint. You can do whatever you want. And so I guess we shall begin when my thing goes to 30, which is in, oh, yep, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, bing. Begin. We sprint now. Okay. I hate researching military stuff. That's what this sprint is. This is just a research sprint. Me going, ah, shit, here again. That doesn't really tell me anything. God damn it. Three. Really? Oh. That's not very high then. Is it very high? Actually, no, I'm gonna go. Ugh. Wait, is that the first response? Hi. Start with that. Right, okay. Sure. That'll work. That'll do it. No, it won't. We're missing a bunch of ranks, though. Oh, it's actually really low. Oh. God damn it. Well, then I guess he can be a colonel then. Fuck it. I mean, that'll do it. Oh, Lieutenant Colonel. He's 67. Is it a dinosaur? At least 3 years in grade, all of that stuff. God damn it. I hate researching all this stuff. Why did I do this? What? Beg pardon? Why would you ever spell the word alarm? Disgusting. Why? Oh, God. God damn it. What does it do? What do you do? Alright. What do you do? What do you do? What do you do? What is your job? What is your job? What is your job? God damn it. Gah! It tells me nothing. I'm always so useless. Why can't they tell me what things actually do? What do you do? 3 minutes. Okay. 3 minutes until I can live talk again. Just continue the slide, please. Oh my god. So it says method regimen for quick information. Don't really need a single style for administrative post. Okay. Kind of looks good, please. Cool. Alright then. So there's 2. Oops, I'm awful. Okay. Put them up there. Put them on top. Go. It's 10. Retire. When is that? Oh jeez, that's hard. 98. Swap that. And then that's 408. Wow. Trying to be more than that though. You can range this to the full on mark for that. And how long would you be there? You know, like, yeah. Well, you're not gonna do a full tour of duty. There's such thing as a full tour of duty, right? Why do I do this to myself? I'm afraid that I'm going towards a duty. No, not a tour de France. Tour of duty. No. No. God damn it. No. What are you doing? Military diplomatic service. Right. What is considered a tour of duty? Well, there isn't any of those. If you're not at war, there is no tour of duty. Huh, okay. Then you basically can't get above that rank. Research is fun. Few of those in army things. Okay, like open the article again. When did you get rated? When did you get your ass beat? And 417. So presumably after that. Well, oh, and that's the end of the sprint. That's the end of the 10. I don't do any making stuff quieter or anything because I am very lazy for that. But I mean, I got things figured out. I learned more about the military again, and I hated every minute of it because I just keep doing that to myself. I'm like, why? Why did I decide to have there be a military involved in this? Because I'm silly. Anyway, I hope if anybody else is sprinting alongside me that you got things done. And now to catch up with the chat. Okay, so hi, not like you think. Sorry I didn't say hi when you came in. I was attempting to focus. Success is variable, but it's fine. And then Bob has got his one-shot RP stream scheduled. Excellent. Excellent. It's not on the calendar, but will be this morning. Nice. I'll make sure. Hopefully I'll be able to drop in for a bit, but odds are high I won't be able to. Time is mean. Is my thing not scrolling anymore? My phone chat isn't scrolling anymore. That's extremely rude. Oh, there it goes. Cool. Jesus, alright. Because I could see it scrolling in, because I'm in Streamlabs to catch up with the chat. I can see it above me scrolling. I'm like, why isn't it scrolling on my chat, on my phone? God, disgusting. Plot's murder. Organization of the author plot, the criminal's plan, or one of the kids ever designed this morning. Oh no. Once the baby went to grab this with no underwear. Oh no. It's coffee and ice, the wine bottle. Excellent. The day has drawn a hazard suit. Excellent. Hell yeah. Hazard suit. Hazard suit. Woo, woo. Yeah. Aussie streamers. Unite. Well, I mean, there's 2 Aussie streamers in this chat, and there's other Australians also present. Technically, there are 3 Australian streamers, but one of them doesn't stream very often. I think it's bringing the whole team down. In Kajtan, worked on novel. Currently writing The Arrest of Protagonist's Father. Ooh. Ooh. Really? Really are we letting me focus? Yeah. I mean, I don't let myself focus. I was just like, shit. Everything went downhill immediately. Is there many here? 9:30 UTC start. Ooh, okay. I think well, that would be 9:30 PM would be, we rounded up to 10, so that's 22. That's 2, that's 9. That's 8, that's 8:30. That's 8:30 in the morning. Oh, there were 4 of these streamers? Oh, I've forgotten somebody. Oh no. Oh no, I forgot someone. Ah. We're full of Australians. Thursday UTC. Okay. I'm pretty sure that's 8:30 in the morning. Yeah, I think that's 8:30 in the morning. Oh god. I don't know why I came here like that was gonna help me. But if that's midnight, then yeah, that's 9 in the morning. More like 8-ish, 8:30. 8:30 start, and I get up at 1 PM. So we'll see. You check my huge jacked man. Excellent. I haven't seen the map in ages. How's our beautiful big map? I need to turn off the regions. Yeah, because I knew that me and Thicket were on the map, and I'm the primary hold up. We actually need to distinguish. I might need to talk to, I think it's Sable who does the map. I know that Sable's quite busy with Game of Tomes and also other things. But we need to distinguish the fact that because of daylight savings, I'm actually on a different time zone to Thicket, because Queensland doesn't observe daylight savings. So I'm on Australian Eastern Daylight, and Thicket is on Australian Eastern Standard, which is, Australian Eastern Standard is 10+, I'm at 11+. Oh, Kahuna does the map? for ASC? Cool. I might have to mention that. I'll pop it in StreamRecord at some point if it needs to. Because there's a couple people missing, so we'll need to just sort of do a couple bits of updates. But we need to distinguish that because Queensland is a different time zone and Thicket is closer to Brisbane than anywhere else. I'm around. Because Queensland doesn't do it, so they're in +10 and I'm in +11. Whoop. I love it. We'll figure it out. We'll figure something out. And everyone there, and there's just whoosh. Yeah. Okay, well then, yeah. I think it would just be the pins that I need fixed. I think the change that needs to be made is just specifying that I'm Australian Eastern Daylight, which is AEDT, which is distinct from Eastern Standard, which is what Thicket is on. So I guess this region thing can also work, but I find, as much as I think this is extremely cool, the regions, like, big, huge markers, they're a pain, because when I'm trying to do, like, you know... But we'll see. We'll see what the best option is for differentiating that, because we're on a different time zone. Yeah, apology. DST is, it is what it is. On the one hand, it lets me actually go out after dinner. On the other hand, I don't need more sunlight. I mean, I probably do. I'm probably under sunlighted, but I don't need many sunlight. And you're in Western Standard. Yeah, because Western Australia doesn't have daylight savings, does it? So you don't have a Western daylight. You don't have a wedded. You just have like a... Well, it'd be wat. You would just have wat. As opposed to waddit or waddis wast. It's just wat. Right? I would assume that's how that works. Right? Am I forgetting who does daylight savings? Because I know South Australia does, Victoria does, New South Wales does, I think Northern Territory does, but I don't remember, and Tasmania does too. And the ACT, and all the other little ones, they do the things. They're around. No one cares about Lord Howe Island or the Norfolk Island. Rest in peace, Norfolk. No one cares about Norfolk Island. Yeah, West. Ah, nice. I wasn't sure if it was gonna... oh yeah, because it's Australian Eastern, it'd be Australian Western. True. True. So it would be Ost. It's the Ost time zone. It's great. I love that. As opposed to the East. I don't remember. It's so confusing. It's so confusing. Time zones are hard. Like for pre-417 joins MLA is not at the Ordeona meeting. Thank God. Okay, so that's his entire life story planned. Plus that. Plus that stuff in there as well. Yeah, welcome to the Australian sheep who just does something. Something happens. I don't know. It's just confusing. It'll be funny next week, because since Nano starts at midnight and I stream over midnight, then in the middle of that day's stream, I have to start Nano. And so it's gonna go from normal stream to just absolute, just like, I'm trying to focus, and I will fail, but I'll actively be trying. Like, I'll have the sprint running for that hour. I will be maybe dressed up for the occasion. I haven't figured it out. I have not figured that out yet, because I don't have a Halloween costume, so I figured I'd just go fancy. Just dress up nice. As much as I can, which is basically just a suit. Be an hour early in winter, not that it matters. Well, I mean, yeah, north of the 45, but I'm not exactly north of the 45. So, it matters here. It matters here. We are South Town. Southern areas. The areas in the southern areas. Or south. I think I'm south of the 45 as well. I think That's south of the 45, right? Because 45 is like this up here, isn't it? Hold on, this says it. Oh, never mind, I am north of the 45. Ah, I thought the 45 was way lower. I'm thinking of 15. My bad. I was thinking of the, I want to say Bay of Cancer. I don't think it's called that. I couldn't remember. Yeah. I mean, it does make a difference down here. Like, I'm here in, like, I guess, like, 40 flat. Tropic of Cancer, Tropic of Capricorn. Yeah, right. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of, and I couldn't remember what that number was, because I haven't done geography in years, so I forgot. But, like, the time difference, the length of a day is fairly significant a difference down here in Melbourne. It's fairly significant. I notice it. It's very easy to notice when suddenly you have 2 extra hours of sunlight after dinner time. As opposed to, like, eating dinner in the dark. It's like, what's happening? And I mean, yeah, part of that is daylight savings, but even adjusting for that, it's like, wow, that's a lot more light time. Which is pretty neat. That said, a lot of sunlight in the morning. Ooh, or the whole day. It's like, ugh. The worst part is trying to go to school at like 8 a.m. in the middle of summer and it's pitch black, and it's like, why is it pitch black outside? It's 8 o'clock in the morning. What are you doing? But that only happens for like, maybe a month over summer. It wasn't fun, but it was only a month. So, woo. I need to refresh and actually read my notes better. Read the notes. The West Coast, North American Mirror dropping DST. Ooh. I mean, I think a bunch of places just going, it's way too inconvenient. It's very frustrating to deal with. Honestly, it's easier just to not have it. Depending on your employment, that is. Depending on where you are employed. Yeah, 40 years south. Yeah, it's like yours, but the opposite. It's very similar. Which means that you go from the sun setting at like 5:30 to the sun setting at like 8 p.m. And it's like, wow. Incredible. What a change. So that'll be happening. Or longer, but it's like around that amount. Okay, so need to decide whether they were born here or they immigrated. Haven't decided that yet. Yeah, questions. How old is this dude? He's 60. He's 67. And so it's like 3 p.m. in Helsinki. Oh my god. That is... Yeah, that's a bit north. That's a bit north for me. I hate the sun too sometimes, but I think I need the sun for a bit longer than that. I don't need 6 hours of sunlight. I mean, I feel like that's a minimum. And that's basically what you get in the super, like, far north and far south. He was getting rid of same as 2021. Ooh, interesting. Does that make it better or worse for me? I think that makes it better for me. Because then I don't move so far away from them. I think. Yeah. Because currently the way it works is that when they move to daylight savings, there's 12 hours? No. Yes. 12? 11? 12. There's like 12 hours, depending on where you are. Like, I'm basing it off of the UK, I think, because they're 0, so they go to +1, I'm in they go to -1, I'm +11. That is 12 full hours. That's nonsense. Whereas if they get rid of daylight savings, it's only 11 hours, which is nice. I appreciate that. Craves polar night. I've never had a polar night. I still want to go to somewhere quite cold. Like, I want to go to the north. Would like to go to the north at some point. The far north, but I've never been. And New Zealand is not quite far south enough to satisfy the urge. I mean, maybe it is. Maybe I should go to the South Island. That'll do some of it for me, right? Oh god, not even close, never mind. Not even close. That's in 60. Ooh, boy. This is why I'm not good at geography. Hey, why does this cut off the 60? Yeah, right. I guess that's because there's... Yeah, I guess that makes sense. There's not a whole lot down there. Well, there you go. Good. Yeah. CK2 will teach us many things. I'm putting it over there. That's not the table. I mean, it is the table. Ah, okay. Another sprint. How dare you? How dare you force me to be productive? Well, let me hit that fast forward button. Ah! Too quick. Too quick. It was too quick. Okay. We get one more drink of water. Excellent. Okay. Alright, we shall begin another 10-minute sprint in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! Sprint time! Let's say internet means 20. 8. I'm trying to get 400 flat. Reckon. Give it a little bit of variance. Things happen in his life. Let's say 4 or 5. And then let's say about 2413. That's not allowed. Let's do about 416. Which means he probably joins when he leaves. Wait, how long does it go? Shit. Evans. Neat. Okay. I think he should be older. Well, I guess he can be in the MLA and still in the military, which would explain why he wasn't at the Audiona meeting. To have him retire in like 422 or something. Which means he was a colonel for 17 years, which is a lot. Possibly a bit much. I go for like a 408. It's only 14. And then I guess. Actually, that plus 8, right? That was 3. So 8. 21. 23. Which feels a bit old. But he can still do that. That's not an issue. We'll go with that. Sounds like he's doing a whole lot in that time. Oh, what is happening? Okay, that's like she's seated. Second. Come on. That over there. Right? What is that? What is productivity? I don't know. Never heard of it. Okay, retired. That's good. But now things to be happening. Well, that's 452. That's not the right order. There we go. Okay, so he joins. Well, when did it start? When did they start? 409. Okay. So he could be a founding member, which would be pretty interesting. I'm gonna say founding member. So just after being promoted to colonel. He's a founding member. How old is he at this point? How does math work? 51? Really? Oh no. Math, no. Oh Jesus. No, it's gonna work. Not gonna work. I'm not gonna do it. Ah, shit. Not quite. Oh jeez. Okay, so 409, when is 358? He is 51. Okay, so it's about the first one. He's on here. Excellent. Congratulations. You know what I mean? Commitments. I isn't sure. Time assess, bro. He doesn't talk about it. Exactly. Who needs to be productive? October isn't the time to pretend to be productive. That's absurd. Okay, so they are doing that thing. Okay. Look at the timeline of his life. Congratulations. Where can I get that? Things do be happening. He is human. Oops, that's an article. He is monster. Location is allowed. Relevant. Naming. Well. Bloody hell. Yeah. I died. That's sprint. What a nightmare. Oh, jeez. You don't have to be mean. You don't have to be mean about it. I tried my best. Because most of the time it doesn't work. I already opened that. I didn't even fill out her name bit. I filled out forums. He doesn't have a title. I filled out his, but he has a different title. So I guess I just wouldn't bother. It's not really relevant. It's cute. I was like, doesn't really need to happen. You think it's social? Yes. So, gotta know. Lost, or is it Outpost, or is it in Bosty? And I said Corporal. And here I said Colonel of. I'd probably just say Colonel in. the Imperial Army. Vice. Federal Republic of Florida. Minister of Defense. Congratulations. Many jobs. That's not really a former thing, you just kind of carry that. Do you like to make vice president? Do you want to make vice president? I'm gonna get a lot of don't care. You don't hyphenate the vice president. Okay, cool. Like oh no. And boom. That's a 10-minute done. It's not me, it's the fact you guys aren't trying hard enough to stop me. Apparently. I mean, if you want me to, I can distract myself very easily. It is holy, oh boy. You guys don't even know how much rambling I did about AFL. Like an hour, like in the half hour before I started. Oh boy. It was just AFL time. Which is weird because I don't even care about AFL. But it was AFL time. So it can be AFL time again if it needs to be. Go Geelong. Boo Richmond. Etc. These are my stances. My professional opinion. I hate Richmond. That's how it goes, right? The issue is that there's only 2 Australians in the chat. It's like, what the hell's AFL? What's going on? I can't get into a discussion of AFL because then I have to explain how the sport works. I can't explain how AFL works. I don't even know. It confuses me so much. It is a bizarre sport that we have created for us. They had to pop out for a sec. What do they come back to? AFL! Woo! Yes, it did. The sprint has finished. The sprint has finished. And I have given him his timeline. And yes, it is the Australian Football League. Aussie rules football, baby! Tonight was the, well, I guess, technically yesterday. It's now 12:04, but like, on the 24th of October, we held the Australian Football League Grand Final. And it was boring as piss. It was boring, and Geelong kind of sucks. I hate Richmond. But, like, hey, at least it was 2 Vic teams playing in the Gabba. The Gabba in Queensland. So, you know, that was neat. Because normally it's held at the MCG in Melbourne, in Victoria. Because it used to be called the Victorian Football League. So you can kind of figure out for yourself what that means. And then, you know, we had to put it in Queensland this year. Because of reasons. And then, you know, we had the game. And apparently the pre-show sucked. I didn't watch the pre-show. Apparently it sucked. And then, the game was decent. It was fairly low scoring. 60s isn't very high. I think it was 80, right? They got 80 at the end. It's not super high. It's, you know, decent. It kind of stopped being interesting around the turn of the third quarter. Because Geelong was ahead going into the third quarter. And then they just didn't score a goal for like 40 minutes. Which was absurd. So they squandered that. And so they lost. Richmond won it for the 3rd time in 4 years. And I'm tired of them. And that's how this works. And so Siobhan understands. Siobhan understands. And there are not many rules. And the first rule is there are no rules. I mean, there are rules. I just don't know them. I was even sitting there like, something's wrong with this game that these things are happening in front of me. And there was a bunch of pauses because things kept happening. I think a dude got concussed, which, not great. I mean, a bunch of people probably got concussed, but like, he got proper concussed. So that was a bad time for him. I don't know who he was, though. I hope he's okay. I should actually just close my tabs. Hold on. I'm closing some tabs. I'm closing some tabs that I don't need. Yes, Richmond household. I mean, I said on Twitter very briefly that my government assigned football team was Richmond because every year my primary school would have footy day, which would be held I think the week before the grand final, and we would do a big parade. We'd play all the team songs if there was a kid from each team present, which meant that most years we didn't play the Dockers theme. Rest in peace, the Dockers. Except when I was there, we played the Dockers theme a couple times. And they try and invite a reserves team. Ideally, you'd want the big team, but you can't really book the big team. You're a small suburban primary school with like 100 kids. You can't really book in like Buddy Franklin or anything. So what you do is you book in the reserves team. And that meant that we always got the Richmond reserves. And so Richmond is my government assigned AFL team. Which was fine, but I hate them. I don't like them anymore. So it's just annoying for me. Which is why my family supported Geelong tonight. And so we were a bit bummed. Because we're a Melbourne city. We support the Melbourne Demons in this household, and I support North Melbourne for no real reason. So we were always very disappointed. We are a disappointed people in this household. We do not get what we want. At least not Collingwood. Exactly, right? If I was Collingwood, I would have less teeth. Is how that usually goes. My mom grew up in a Collingwood household, though. She's been to a bunch of Collingwood games back in, like, the 70s. Because her granddad was a Collingwood supporter. I think he was actually, like, a member. Like, he was, like, a full-on Collingwood dude. But I never met Poppy Thompson, so that did not pass down to me. My mom is not super keyed into AFL. She's more of a basketball person. So I didn't inherit the Collingwood supporter. We just all became Melbourne supporters. And the reason we're Melbourne supporters is because my dad was in, I think technically the reserves. But that might be overselling it. Saying my dad was in the reserves might be overselling how much he was in AFL. But he was there. Hold on, I'm looking it up. I'm looking it up on the other screen so you can't see it. He actually did play in the reserves. My dad was in the Melbourne Demons reserves in 79 and 80. And then he went to Paran. It's like, okay. So he was a reserve, so we were all Melbourne supporters. By the time you went to have a nap and then you forgot that the game was on. It's more like, it's closer to rugby, which is, I guess, American football. It's not soccer. AFL is nothing like soccer. It is closer to rugby. It's kind of complicated, but I would say it's closer to rugby. Like is it gridiron? Actually, well. It's I guess it's like soccer but with your hands. Closer to rugby without the scrum. Yeah, so there's no like huddles or anything. There's no huddles, but there's a lot of kicking. There's a lot of kicking and a lot of handballing. So it's closer to rugby. It's alright. It's okay. It's a sport that exists. I only care about it because I live in Victoria, the home of AFL, so I'm kind of mandated to care. But I only care like once a year, maybe twice if North Melbourne's doing alright. If either North Melbourne, Melbourne, or Fremantle don't make it to the finals, I don't care until the grand final, and then I just pick a team and go. So a lot of guys look similar to me running back and forth across the field. I don't know why they're all called football either. At least we, it's Australian rules football. We've distinguished it as this is Australian football. And then we have soccer, which is just soccer. Line up like the US NFL and play like rugby. Yeah, something like that. It's something like that. There's a ball, you kick it. Football. Yeah, it's the football. It's not like handball, where there is no foot. But that's the thing, isn't it? Is that in AFL you use both hand and foot. And especially in AFL, handballing is like bread and butter. Like, that is one of the key skills you need to learn to be good at AFL is, can you handball the ball? Can you put the ball in your hand and, like, hit it? So it's important. So you could make the case that it should not be only football. And handball is very different, yeah, because there's no foot. It's only hand. That's the whole thing, isn't it? And I guess it is hand, less than foot. I guess my perspective is changed because, like in primary school, they spend most of footy day teaching you how to do handball. Like, yeah, it's a bit like volleyball. It's a little bit like, the serve in volleyball almost. Actually, that's basically how it is. The handballing in Aussie rules football is like serving in volleyball. There is some mileage may vary. There are different ways to serve in volleyball. Like, there's a way to serve like with your wrist, but most people just go like to serve the ball in volleyball. Well, I guess, when you get professional, they jump, but you know, little kids, you just you dink it, and that's how handball works. That's how you handball the ball in football. That's how you handball in football. No overhand jump serves. I mean, that's basically almost what a mark is, isn't it? You could make a case that if you fail a specky, you have spiked the handball. You have spiked the volleyball. You can do it. They still do that. People still do speckies. Speckies aren't illegal. Well, I guess they did try and lessen speckies, but they do still happen a little bit. You're just not supposed to full-on knee the dude in the back when you go up. Because the ideal way to do a specky, to get the highest jump, is you knee them in the back and you push off from them. And I think you're not allowed to do that anymore, because people get really busted backs from that. But let's be kind of honest, when people do marks, like when they jump to catch the ball, most of them are definitely pushing into your back if you're in front of them. They're going like that. They're just not kneeing you directly in the shoulder blades. Oh yeah. I'm pretty sure we're still allowed to do speckies, but maybe just less spectacular. Which is what specky means, I learned. I learned that specky meant spectacular mark, and I was like, wow. I never put that together. Never came up. Sounds like American Australian football. Sounds like European played. It is a little bit. It's a mess. And I have complaints about how AFL works, too. Because, oh my god. Because, like, Richmond's ahead, right? Richmond's ahead. It's the fourth quarter. There's, like, 5 minutes left on the clock. And a Richmond player gets a free kick. Right? Totally reasonable. Because if you catch the ball from a kick, you get a free kick if it's like a 15-meter kick or something. So if I've kicked the ball to you, and you're 20 meters away, and you catch it, you get a free kick. The clock does not stop while you set up for the free kick. So what the Richmond dudes were doing is they would take 30 goddamn seconds to circle around very casually to like adjust their position, line themselves up, and it's like, are you kidding me, dude? This is bullshit. So my complaint is that the clock should stop and free kicks. That is what I believe. Oh, we still do that. We absolutely do that's a soccer thing, for starters. Pretending to be injured is a fine soccer tradition. Most soccer players are actors. They are very, very good. That is what they are trained to do. You play soccer first and you act second. But we do have that in the AFL a little bit. Not as much as soccer, though. It is a very different beast. No, we do it in AFL. We absolutely do. There are players who are soccer players at heart in the AFL. They exist. They're few, because if you start pulling soccer acting shit in AFL, everyone's gonna call you a pansy. No one's gonna be happy with you. We're all gonna like lambaste you on Twitter. So they don't do it as much, but it does happen. Yeah, then you'd see if I I know how getting cleats out of your shit, that shit's ooh. I remember that from lacrosse. That shit's rough. Well, I didn't have it, but my sister did. I don't know what, oh, Canadian Football League. Okay, figured it out. Congratulations, I have reading comprehension. I got it. Yeah, that is fair, Day. I don't either. I played one season of lacrosse. I played soccer in primary school a couple of times because I could run. And they went, please play soccer, you can run. And I'm like, okay. And that's it. I mean, I was an athlete primarily. I was not a football player or anything. I was a sprinter. And I guess a long distance runner for a bit. Don't have that endurance anymore. And it's up, yeah. Yeah, cleats to the knee does not go well, like the shin or anything, because it just goes directly into you. It hurts like hell. I don't think I ever had that full on happen, but I have had like one guy when I played soccer in primary school, full on leg sweep me. That did not go well. I was literally like, I went from being vertical to completely on my back. It was a rough day. That was a rough day to play soccer. I was thinking the grand final too of the regions. I was like, oh, that's not fun. Track runner, cross country. Ah, yes, cross country. I did cross country too. For a bit. For a while, I was the second best cross country runner in my primary school. Or at least in like that section of it. In that age group area. I was second best at my school. And I came 8th in region. That was nice. And they're like, hurdles is fun. I love hurdles. Short hurdles is very good. I'm a huge fan of like the 60, 80. I think we only got to 60 and 80. 80 meter hurdles, good. The 200 meter hurdles, take it or leave it. It's a bit too long for me. I kind of run out of steam halfway through the 200. 300 hurdles was bad. It did not go well. I think I did the 300 hurdles once, and I went, never again, please. And they're like, that's fine. I don't want to do that. Because I can't run a 400. I can't run 300 and also jump. But 60, beautiful stuff. I love the 60 and the 80. They were good hurdle lengths. Last time we got in discussion, you migrated to Gaelic football, then to hurling, then teams just bring up bits of people getting smashed with sticks. Oh no. Oh no. High jump was fun, but I too small. That's a mood. That's a mood. I wasn't good at high jump, but I was definitely too small for it. Cause like there's two ways to do a high jump. There's the scissor kick where you go like over the bar, like here's the bar, you just go. And then there's like the flop where you like go, I'm doing this the wrong way, but it's like, you know, you like full on back arch it over it. And you're supposed to do the back arch, basically everything over a meter. I scissor kicked up to 120. And the issue is that I literally could not go higher than that because I was about 160 tall, and it is physically impossible for me to scissor kick above 121. Like, it's not possible physically to go any higher than that. And I just could not do the flop. So that was it. I topped out at 120. But that was very impressive. I think everyone was impressed that I scissor kicked up to 120 when I was only 40 centimeters taller than the bar. Came third in cadets cross country. The person who took first was also in squadron. And you came 5th in high jump. Nice. I was good at cross country in primary school. And then that was about it. I was really good at relays because I was really good at running the bend on the 100, on the 4x100. I was really good at running the curve. So I would usually start, they'd set me up at the start line and I would run that 100 very quickly. And so I was good at relays in the 100. 130, I think it was like 130 was my distance as far as I could go in sprinting. I was very good at the 130, but I only ran 130 once because that's not a standard measurement, which is a shame. These are up to 4 feet. God damn. It's high. 4 feet is high. I'm just very short. Day. Damn it. There it is. We've been called out. Okay. Okay, we sprint. We sprint. I now, well, just keep it on top. Just keep it on top. Screw it. Okay. We shall have another 10-minute sprint where things shall happen. I need to figure out what I'm going to do for that 10 minutes, but we'll figure it out. Woo! Okay, so we will begin in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 10 minutes. That is very impressive. That is a very impressive jump. I cannot do that. Cool. Okay. How dare you think this is a writing and productive stream? I mean, it will be, starting next Saturday, but, well, maybe I'll get started now, huh? Someone bet you couldn't do it. Well, I got an egg on their face. Double-based toast. Because you abuse your toast privileges, and they will be taken away from you. It helps when you're a 6'4" to jump 4 feet. Yeah. Even then. Yeah, exactly. Nano is different. You will all become writing channels for a month. Yeah. Goddamn. Oof. Yeah, this may be willing to get the banter out of resistance. Yeah, taking away some of the channel points might be a good idea. Just a couple of them. Because we need to make room for all the doodads. So I might disable the sprint one during November, because I'll be sprinting anyway. And no one's allowed to use the sprint command when I'm playing Minecraft. That's not how that works. In between, say, Elion and Obsidian. Ooh, starting streaming. Nice. I can't see the safe button. Fuck. I'm gonna put this stupid thing. It's so big. There. Does it work? I'm gonna put it down here. It does work. Yes. Ah, yes. Oh my god, no. No. Dang, no. That's not allowed. That's illegal. I refuse. Never. How am I good everybody else's? She is an expertise. What are you doing still awake? That's a good question. Go to bed. Use the last 5 minutes of this stream, of the sprint, to turn everything off and go to bed. The sprint to the bed, basically. Alliance. Oh, I saw rank E. Equals. I'm just gonna put across the Empire here. Yeah, that's fair. You sort through the priorities. And then sleep. Or along with you. What's going on? Ooh. What are these? 14 years. Congratulations. Holy moly. Okay, let's be cool. He is the Yulem. 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 God damn it. What did I say? Okay, so that's neutral. Story. Check something. Consistent. Good heavens. There's a lot of whack shit happening in there. Apologies. Okay, well, that's not helpful. It's unhelpful. Doesn't play so. Okay. Islands. Chain. North. North. The time. Two. Boom. Okay, that's the end of the 10-minute. Please let me pause. Please let me... For fuck's sake, notifications are done. They get in the way of everything. Okay, so that's like... I actually don't know how many words that is. An amount of words, certainly. God, no, maybe like 100? That's 100 words. That's better than most time. I'm gonna have a snack. 1 second. I'm hungry. I brought snacks and then I was like, I'll eat them during the break. And I'm like, I'm hungry now. So I eat them now. Okay, Central Region Continent. In the mid... No, would it be mid to late? Ooh, that's the question. I guess it would... I guess late is probably the... I completely forgot about the separation somehow. Which was important, and a bad time for everybody. And so if they're born in like 326, that's the year the separation happened, which a lot of things were happening. I don't know if one of those things is increased demand of laborers in Central Abragost. It probably is. I mean, that kind of makes sense. Given the things that occurred. I guess. My article of that is not very helpful for this, unfortunately. It will be basically useless. Because I need to rewrite that pair of articles. A lot. A lot. Well, actually, this one's probably not too bad. Not the worst one. Anyway, how did everybody else do on sprints if you were sprinting alongside me? What things did you all get done? As I attempt to reread my own writing and go, Did we lose? Possibly. People duck in and out. That's totally fine. I think we did, but again, like, totally fine. I drop in and out all the time. Then do not sprint head empty. Mood. Head empty. Exactly, right? Sometimes things just happen. And besides, basically no one has come to my stream in the mindset of sprinting. None of us are prepared. It takes time. I'm not prepared. And is why next week will be a very awkward stream. Because suddenly in the middle of it I have to drop everything and be like, time to go. Oh god. I have to do next week's stream. I can't cancel next Saturday. I have to do it. I'm committed now. Right, because it was mostly the Imperial ship. Oh god. I mean, that's basically what this is, isn't it? That's basically what we're doing. I'm waiting for what the butt also is supposed to be. What's the butt also? I'm about to get yelled at. What points are you redeeming? Yeah. Well, like, the thing with the sprint tracker that I use over here is that it has a preset function where it goes 10-minute sprint, and then it has a 5-minute break. I've been pausing in the 5-minute break because I don't necessarily want to run continuous streams at sprints on this stream. But in next week, so once I start doing the nano streams, I will be running the 10-minute sprints and then having the 5-minute break actually run. So it's consistently like 10, 5, 10, 5, 10, 5. Because that gives you 5 minutes to like relax, shovel food in your mouth, etc. And then, you know, you come back into it. Which is how that works. You don't want to just hit it like every 2 minutes. It's a bit too much. I beat this next. 15.5 is a good amount too. I'm a fan of 10.5. I like the short ones. Especially because they fit very neatly into an hour, I think. Because I did do the math on that. I think I did the math on that. The math is somewhere. I don't know where I put it. The math is gone. Hold on, is it in the book? What's in the book currently? What have I put in this goddamn book? What is in here? What is it now? This is... Nope, yep. Okay, I didn't put the math in there. I put the math somewhere. Where I was like, yes, 10-5 works well for an hour. But I don't remember. Because I wanted time at the start and the ends to just, like, chill. And so I think it worked for me. But 15 is also a good amount. Right, yeah, 3 instead of 4. You're right. I'm not... Listen. Math... Math at midnight is not my thing. But that does make sense. Like, it basically fits. So there's all the options. I think I like 10. I like shorter ones. I like doing more and short. But I can understand the value of doing long, because there's like always like the adjustment period of getting in. And I guess then you get more time being in. If you do a 15. But you just do it less times. They're roughly the same. It's when you start getting to like 520 that things get weird. I think. I assume. Right. Yeah, okay, so there would have been... Yeah. So there absolutely would have been a demand for farmers in Central, because a bunch of them physically were not in Central at the time. And so in the meantime, they had to sort shit out. So there definitely would have been farming communities that are like, we need farmers, please. And so emigrating in the late 420s would make complete sense for for people in the north. It's like, we don't have a lot of jobs here because we're a small island chain and there's just not a lot happening here. And so emigrating to Central, to like the breadbasket of the continent, or at least the eastern continent, in the late 420s makes 320s makes complete sense for that, because that would have been a huge like thing. I think that makes sense. Somebody would have been paying them. If it probably wasn't, it probably was the government. This is the wrong article chunk for it, but that's because the Vosti chunk focuses on something else. Because that was kind of a whole thing that happened. So the Vosti chunk in this article focuses on the high-end political shit, whereas the Skarhin one focuses on a little bit more of the lower down politics. Just because of, like, its involvement in the shenanigans was fairly low, because they whooped ass real quick. They unleashed a whole can of whoop ass in the Skarhin-Vosti war. It was very impressive. It's because they had a good navy and nobody else did, because they're a goddamn island country. Of course they have good navy. Of course. And that's their whole thing. They're doing something else entirely. They're having a bad time. When did Juyo family move? No, that's way later. That's unrelated stuff. But his family definitely moved for in the mid. What? Hold on. What was I going in the mid? Okay, yeah. In the mid late 320s to seek employment as laborers on the... I'm gonna link the separation on the suddenly understaffed. Let's see, abruptly understaffed. Ooh, abrupt is a good word. Abruptly understaffed. In the abruptly understaffed farms and towns. Yes. Luck time. I will have a good rest of my stream. Thank you for stopping by, Siobhan. Hope you have a good night's sleep, or I guess good morning sleep. Time zones are weird. Woo! Whoopsies. Whoopsie daisies. She's being weird. Alright. There we go. Okay. So that basically covers... He put, this is kind of poor timing. In the next one, it's poor timing. You now don't get to go home. Poor family. Abruptly? Can I spell? Is spelling allowed? Am I allowed to know how to spell? Is that forbidden knowledge? I demanded the Maduro. Yes, they were. They certainly were. General. Yeah, long story indeed. It's not that long, it's just complicated. Then born. Congratulations. 2367. Is he the oldest character here? I think he is. Go away. Cause he's the oldest here, but he's 3 years younger. And he's in poor health, so Ural is doing very well for himself. He's also in poor health, and he's 5 years younger, so I don't know what's happening there with these dudes. Royal inbreeding's really gonna do a number on you at some point. Just in their 60s, just like, ah, shit. Everything goes downhill, but he's from a working class family, boyo. He's fine. Until things happen. Ugh. Rip, my dude. I don't think he died. He might die. I haven't decided yet. I haven't decided yet, but he probably won't. He probably won't die. I make no promises, because I have not decided yet. Is he gonna load, or is this actually unloaded because I wasn't on the page? Yeah, I think it's unloaded. Oopsies. Let's reopen that bad boy. There's a lot of things in here. So missing a bunch of people. Like, he would be 64. And he's in ill health, or he's in okay health, but he thinks he'll die in the next decade. He's 62, and he'll die within a year. She's way younger. She's fine. She's long dead. He's fine. He's in his 50s. This doesn't matter. He's dead. She's probably fine. Yeah, she's probably fine. He's fine. Also irrelevant. Where are the old people? You're younger than him, so you're probably fine too. And then you're probably quite okay. And Jesus, you're way younger than I thought you were. You're only in your 50s. He's only 54. He's fine. Like, fine. Overly dead, fine. Yeah, it depends. Depends on who you ask. Like, how are they? Who knows? Because, like, I don't think there was any big change on this side. This side was fine. Nothing changed between 414 and 425 for this side of the family. Like, they're fine. I think this is still technically incorrect. So I need to fix that. Because I made changes at some point. I also don't know if... I think they still exist, though. Things are weird. That's a rough gig for poor Christ. Then there's this one. I think, yeah, so he died. But he was like... He was nearly 80. So that's more reasonable. Everyone else is still okay, though. He's probably the oldest. Oh, he's the same age as, Dad. Impressive. He's the same age as Nidal. Larian's husband's very close. You know, they're like similar ages. He wasn't even on the first chart, so who really cares? He was. He's dead. I don't remember how or why. A lot of things happen in a royal, in like noble families. A lot of stuff just happens, and I don't keep track. I've kept track, but I do not keep as much track as maybe I should have. Things are just happening. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. Was she even on the original chart? I don't think she was. I don't know who she is. Everything else is fine. Point is, he's probably the oldest person in doing things currently. Like, who's actually like a character. Certainly as a character, Niral would be the oldest person actively doing shit in the plot. And the next closest is the Emperor, who does not show up in person. Because he's busy dealing with coup 1 of 2. There are 2 coups. I guess no, they're coups. He's dealing with coup 1, and then there's coup 2, which is a different thing. So he's busy. He's not present. The next, I guess the oldest is probably him. And there's still 5 years between them. It's very impressive. It's the royal inbreeding, man. It'll get you. All this weird shit will get to you at some point. He was related to his first wife. That was something I decided to do. I don't remember why, but it is what it is. So, you know, things will happen. His daughter's fine, though. He's fine. He's like, what, 42? He's fine. She's the, like, primary antagonist, I guess? How was that 2%? Wow. And she's fine, I guess. Sure. She doesn't have any health issues yet. Or she doesn't talk about them because, oh dear God, oh no, oh dear, don't talk about them. There's a lot of weird shit happening in this area of the chart. Just a lot of shit is happening. What's going on? I should remake this but better. But also, dear God, no. No. Do not remake that. Line of Imperial Descent, shenanigans, line considered deceased, carries on to the chart. Yeah, he would be the oldest, wouldn't he? How was, I've gotten very sidetracked looking at the family trees I made. How old would he have been? Oh, he's not actually, oh, well, he's young. He would have been older than Hintaro, but he's super dead. That's rough, buddy. She's probably super dead. Like, dear Jesus, she has to be dead by now, right? That's 99. She's gotta be. She doesn't show up. They're alive. They're alive. He's probably dead for non-hereditary reasons. They're alive. That's rough, buddy. Damn. God, I should just watch the goddamn show at some point. Just watch the show. Just watch the thing. Most people are alive, I would think. Most of these people are still around. It's mostly just like this gen where shit just kind of crops off. Or even here. Things start getting cropped off around this gen too. Like the parents of the protagonist is about where things start to drop off, because he's in his 30s. So, well, I mean, it depends on how old your parents are, I guess. He's about 30 years younger than his mom? A little bit less than 30. She's only in her 50s, and he's 33. I mean, yeah, most people are dead, yes, but on this chart, of the people who are most saturated, brightly colored, most of them are still alive. And the ones who aren't... I mean, on this chart, 2 of the people who are definitely dead did not die of natural causes, technically. Well, 1 definitely didn't. 1 kind of did, but natural causes deriving from an attempted assassination, like 2 decades ago. So, you know, he's dealing with shit. Poor dude. That's like an acquired condition, I guess, more than a kind of chronic, like age. Age is chronic. Getting stabbed is acquired. Down with the monarchy. They're a constitutional monarchy. It's fine. This is where the real dumb, like, shenanigan shit happens. And they're attempting to overthrow the monarchy depending on which person you're siding with. Again, a lot of shit is happening. And the entire story for Nano basically exists to justify all of this effort that I put into this. And even then, most of it's just kind of not relevant. Like, I think, like, this entire chunk here, they don't show up. I think he shows up. I think Ferion shows up. Because he's the husband of the main antagonist. He might physically show up. But he probably doesn't. Because I'm trying to cut down on characters. So I'm like, he probably shouldn't be there. The entire thing with the princes throwing a coup, that's not there. There's like 7 different coups happening in this goddamn country. It's ridiculous. Well, yeah, obviously. All monarchy has an inherent class system, and that shit's dumb. That shit's bad. Equality for all, death for some, etc. Just kind of be like that, right? But this is, you know, this is like 19th century stuff, so it's fine. It's fine. Most of these people do not show up. This side is completely irrelevant except for the fact that the protagonist was dating one of them at some point. She probably doesn't show up. She probably shouldn't show up. That would be too many characters. She should not show up. Just looking at her, don't. Hey, Delian! Hello! Welcome to the last, like, I guess 10 minutes of the stream. I mean, I can go longer, but, you know, it is. Yeah, they're of the tomb. If equality for some, doesn't it simply everyone that everyone has to die? Well, no, it's only equality for some. So therefore, maybe. Now, I'm happy to go for, like, to have a longer world building stream. I'm cool with that. Because I don't currently have a project in Minecraft that I'm super passionate about, so I don't have to play Minecraft. We're gonna start killing God at some point, right? Oh no. Yeah, death for all now is equality for all. You're right. Okay, so if you go, you start with death for some, and then you go equality for all. You step by step it. And yeah, kill God. Also kill God. That's one of the some. That's around somewhere, right? God is not on this chart. God is not present on this chart in any capacity. No, God is not in any of these charts. I had to think about it for a second. I'm like, is there a God in any of these charts? And I'm like, no. I don't think so. I'm pretty sure that they're not present. But I had to think about it, which is not the good part. Because the only person who I know has a god going on is not in any of the charts. She could be, but she's currently not. Because I hadn't attached her to the thing. No half gods. The closest thing to a half god is basically a mortal who is in contract with a god and is using their power, which isn't really the same thing. But there is only one character that I know is technically speaking a half god, in that she has a god running around in her brain, and she would fall into this chart as a branch off of here. Because she's attached to the Vermont family. I believe she is. I did the math on this at some point. I think she's like the ruler of the country's third cousin, possibly removed. But she's there. But she's not on the chart because she's not relevant. She's relevant, but she's not royal relevant. She does not need to be on this chart. Yeah, why aren't the gods on these charts? Like, the gods don't bang. That's their fault. Curse not having a physical form. prevented from banging by, I guess, God, who is yourself. It's rough stuff. That's it. That's how that works. They can't have kids. They physically can't do that. Because they don't have a physical form. They can't have kids. Everything that's like a kid of theirs is like, it's complicated. Technically, we're all gods in the cosmology of Tiumara. Everybody's a god because souls come from God. She's called the mother, but like, God. All the souls come from God. They're all like parts of her soul or something. Technically, we're all gods, but in terms of direct godhood, if you're mortal, you're not a god. That's just how that works. You can, like, even the character who has a god in her head, she's still not a god. And at some point that god will piss off, because they'll have something else to do with their time. And then, that's it. She dies when that happens. When that god leaves, she dies. But that's because of complicated reasons relating to why she has a god in her head in the first place. Koshi Valmon is a very weird character. And she is not present in 425. She's not even remotely connected to any of this. Her only connection is that she's acquaintances with him circa 11 years ago. That's it. She has an article, but she's not in this story. She's in the other one. You're not allowed to bring horny gods into my world. My gods are not horny. How dare you? How dare you even suggest bringing the horny gods into my world? This is cruelty. I will not stand by it. Sorry, I'm eating a Mentos. I got really hungry at like 12:30. I'm like, why? It's because I hadn't eaten in like 3 hours. And I was like, oh, that makes sense. But yeah, so Koshi is not present in this story. She's around though. She has an article that I wrote years ago. But she's around. She exists. She's part of a separate narrative that was strictly speaking is the prequel to this one. But I haven't written it because, she's around. She's got that. She's got that. She's got that. I need to reformat this too. Yeah, she's got all the fancy shit. She's got stuff going on. At the time of this story that Nano's for, she is, I think, employed. I think. She's busy, like, just being around. I think she became, a royal guard, but I don't remember. Because it doesn't matter. Do the contracts with gods come with you? I mean, in the sense that if you break the agreement, it can end the user. Yeah! They do. They technically do. I think. I think that's in the article about divine contracts. Because there's like... Yeah, the contract, you give them something, you get something. They can be tangible or intangible things. You can also perform a task. And since the gods cannot physically apparate, they're very open to telling you, do X and I'll give you this. And then they give you thing. And then there's expiration. If the contract can be voided, it can be by request. The mortal can go, I'm done. Can you please leave? Or that God decides the mortal cannot fulfill their end of the bargain, or that they abuse their powers. Most of the time, ending a divine contract does not kill you. However, there's this entire section here, which states that if you were dead and you form a contract which brings you back to life, voiding your contract kills you. That just happens. Which is awkward, because Koshi in particular doesn't know what her contract is. She just knows that she has one. She basically signed a contract blind because she was kind of busy being dead at the time. So she has no idea what's going on. She's having a rough time. I mean, they're alright. The gods are alright. Some people in the world would disagree with you, though. Some of them do not agree with you at all. Tomjol certainly doesn't. He thinks the gods are assholes. He's not an atheist, he just doesn't like them. Difficult to be an atheist when they're, like, physically in front of you, but also, fuck you. Tomjol literally flips off the god at one point. It's great. 414 is an interesting story that I cannot be bothered to write, but it's out there. Well, okay, yes. When you compare mostly consensually forming pacts with humans to give them magical powers, when you compare that to some of the antics that Zeus got up to, then yeah, my gods are saintly. My gods are saintly. The main crime of my gods is that they're lazy. I guess not lazy, they just don't want to get involved most of the time. Or like the Fae. Yeah. Well, Fae contracts get a bit funky. You know, may I have your name? Thank you for your name. They now have your name. Like, they're not really pulling shit like that. They're fairly clear. But most of them are fairly clear. Again, one of the things that's an issue for this character, who isn't in this story, she's in a different story, one of her things, she literally does not know what her pact is. And her god is being an asshole by refusing to speak to her in a language she understands. The god insists in trying to talk to her in Elven. She does not speak Elven. So there is some assholery going on, but not to the level of the Fae. God, I should actually write 414 at some point. God damn it. For the Norse. Who needs to become an army, end the world. Go forth and die in battle. It's a whole thing. It's fine. It's fine. My gods mostly won't do that. Most of the time. I mean, they're not going to kidnap you to have kids, because that won't get anything done. So, you know, some of the reasons that they're not assholes because they physically can't do asshole things because they don't have bodies. They can't do that. They can smite you. They can do that. They can smite you down if they want to, so there's that going on. But again, they're mostly just uninvolved. Except for the one time when they took the two worlds and went whoosh. I need to rewrite that article too. God damn it! I have so many articles I need to rewrite, and I can't do that until January. Yes. I mean, that's kind of what they would... I think a couple of them would send prophecies to make people... like, to just... I feel like they would do some of that. They've had shades of that. There is the mass possession incident. Now, admittedly, that was well-intentioned. The mass possession was well-intentioned, but they did still en masse possess, like, an entire country of people to get them to go yell at their leader about something, which, very interesting time. But that was, like, 1,000 years ago. Things were really weird in, like, the equivalent of the Middle Ages. No, that's way Middle Ages. That's like the Dark Ages, isn't it? Long ago, but... yeah, you can do a lot of weird shit. Just mostly possessions. Because they can just, like, forcefully come in and be like, I'm in control now. They just don't. Because why would they care about mortal squabbles? They don't. They don't give a shit. Most of them don't. Some of them do. It's kind of their job to care. And the ones whose job it is to care tend to be nice people. As far as the gods are concerned. I guess how that works. The gods don't show up in this story. I mean, yeah. Well, okay. It's not really the defense. I'm actually making it worse for them. In the defense of the gods of Tiuamara, they have 7 different worlds to mess with. Tiyu is only one of them. I think it's 7. It's in... Oh, what article is it in? It's in the... Oh, shit, which article did I put it in? Is it in the Divinities article? Or is it in the meta article? Which one is it? No, it's in the... intro. It's in the intro. I put it in the intro. Cause... yeah. So there are... yeah, so there are 7 worlds total when the image loads, please. Thank you. There are 7 worlds total, of which Tiyu is only one of them. And Tiyu has had interactions with 2 other worlds. One of them is the elf home world, because they're from a different, like, world. And one's the mermaid home world, which I think is this blue one here. So I think this one is Tiyu. This one is... actually, no, I think this one's Tiyu. This one's the elf world, and this one's merfolk world. It doesn't really matter, but... so there's all these other places to mess with. So they're running around. It doesn't need a horny god. How can the god can't do anything? The god can't... the god cannot bang. This is the issue. The god cannot bang. Well... I guess technically... I guess technically can bang. I guess technically can bang. In 2 different forms. Because, like, there's, like, the spirit plane, the planar sea. The gods can probably bang your soul, which is just kind of weird to say out loud. That's a phrase I didn't think I'd ever say in my life, but they bang your soul, which doesn't result in anything, I don't think, but you can do it. You can. Soul bang. And then style 2 is they just possess somebody and then bang. Because they can possess people. And most of the time it's consensual. The majority of the time it's a consensual thing. Sometimes it's not. But most of the time it is. You possess somebody and then you bang. That doesn't create a god, you're just regular human banging. It's just that the human body happens to have a god in it. Yeah, we'll pretend, we're just... How did we end up here? I'm confused. We're gonna leave that aside. It was fun to talk about, but I don't know how this happened. There's a fucking Mentos stuck in my teeth. There we go. I fixed the Mentos. What was the Mentos in my mouth? The entire thing of that. Should have stuck with Aussie Rules football. God bless. This is what happens when I go over 2 hours. Things happen. God damn it, Day. How could you do this? Ruining my... what is my brand? The non-horny brand. I guess. By default. That's what this is, usually. It's fine. I'll come back to this when I'm rewatching the VOD. Like, what did I talk about on this stream? And I'm like, what the hell? How did this happen? It's fine. Okay, so his family migrated to the central region to seek employment because there were suddenly no people. For reasons. And that was poor timing, because now you can't go home. You technically can, but also, no. Not really. Not for a while. Okay. Fair enough. I might Minecraft in a bit. I might get a little bit more done and then I'll go play Minecraft for the rest of the night. But totally fair. I'll probably be over at Ryder Greg's. Maybe at half an hour. Maybe at 1:30. That's like 20 minutes. I'll drop in 20 minutes and then I'll play Minecraft for like an hour or so. This is the plan. One last sprint. Exactly. Whoop whoop. One last sprint. One last sprint. Woo! Yeah, boy. I'll get one last sprint in. I'll start it when this goes on the minute. I'm looking at my Streamlabs counter going, yes. Okay. Alright. So we're gonna go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom. Yeah, so Greg is ending on the full hour, but I usually would have ended 10 minutes ago. But I figure I'll end at the half hour, raid Greg, and then go play Minecraft. This is how this usually works on a Saturday when Greg's streaming. Sunday. Okay, so this was all quite timing. As the... Well, I shouldn't talk too much about his family. Maybe I'll just leave it there. His family remained fine. During the Civil War, being unable to return home and unwilling to decide within to tell you about him. Door. Kid tells you a door. We found full alignment. The Empire's local employment. The Empire. Yes. When was the plague? When was the plague? When was the plague? In the 60s. Oops. That's rough, buddy. Oopsie daisies. I forgot about the plague. I forgot about the plague. Who doesn't forget about the plague sometimes? Why is it sweet? Wouldn't it be swept? Yay. Yay. Ooh. Productive years just before the plague swept the region in the early 360s. Was free plague, he's only like 7. Just motion, violence, some. How many years? That is 40 years. 40 years. Hopes. Time. The illustrious. Jen. Oh. Looking across soldiers of Frank. We do rend or we do up? We pull. Join Liberty. Liberty. Alliance. And AC. How much I'm putting AC on all these dates, because I usually do. God, this one moves. I probably think it helped to form. Then do a hand right. Which was Vermion, who doesn't like Vermion actually. Cut. Vermion. How to describe it? Equate the needs and desires of their own citizens. But how to describe that thing? And that's the end of that 10-minute sprint. If anyone was sprinting alongside me, how did you do? I see most people who were sprinting probably were tag teaming using Greg's Stream 4. I need to reformat this too. Ugh. I have to be to the goal of... Huzzah! I did not. Yes! So pressuring into 2... A few hills were drawn. Excellent. A few more hills than were there previously. And then I guess basically we'll end the stream in 10. I'm gonna close this. I don't need that open anymore. There is no more time for sprints. There's only 8 minutes. 7 minutes. Before I will end the stream, we will raid Greg, and then I will play Minecraft. Minecraft. Go fishing 2. Better server. Serve the North community.
Grinning down through the gates, watch the night suffocate all the
Ah, okay. God damn it. I wish there was a way to like make Pretzel just not play music with vocals, because it always startles me. You're just like, ah, shit. What are you doing? Where'd you come from? It's just like, ah. Due to with high ranking position, the barely has time to tend.
We are two of a kind, violent, unsound
Tend.
of mind. You're the yin to my yang, can't you see? And if
I'm hoping to say
I were to leave, you would crumble in grief. Face it, bats, you've been lost
in
without
row
me.
8, AC, and then I probably just get he can just leave me to the military and sending very crises in the late 400s. Then join the Liberty Alliance. There is a way? I need to know. How do I do it? Is it in here somewhere? All settings. Instrumental only. Oh! Hell yeah! I didn't know that was a feature. Well, now I know. It's not that I don't like, it's mostly his songs that have vocals. It's not that I hate Miracle of Sound. It's that I have the music on 2%, which means that it's always really disconcerting when I suddenly hear speaking words. It always throws me off. Because it's just like someone whispering. And I'm just like... I'm almost worried that I'm going to turn around and my mom's going to be standing there. I'm like, how the fuck did you get in here? That's why I stream it late at night, because then it's like no one comes to interrupt me, so I'm like, oh, vocals, ah. I'm glad I have that setting, that we found that setting, because now that's turned on. Not because his music is bad, because it can be a little distracting. The whole point is that I want very, very low-key music. I usually listen to music with vocals, but I can't exactly play my Spotify playlist, so I figure mostly instrumental. Jesus, alright. Oh god, I had a minute where I thought that was Homestuck music and I was like, no, stop. No Homestuck. Hold on, I'm gonna finish this paragraph and then we will begin preparation for the raid. Time to attend Emily meetings. And it was these responsibilities. Time for breakfast, eating with fan, and bedtime. Alright! See you later, Ortho Goddess. Thank you for dropping by. Hope you had a lovely time and that you have a lovely day. Woo! Responsibilities got prevented him from attending the ill-fated Emily meeting in 417. I'm gonna link to Zillion here, even though she is not written. I'm gonna link to her for the audio owner estate. The owner estate in 417 AC. As such, He was not captured in the ensuing raid and was never public and was not associated with the movement by his superiors, superiors and peers. Few that his superiors may be. There aren't that many non-colonels in peacetime, I would imagine. Like above colonel, that is. That's a solid chunk. I'm gonna just quickly, real quick, just because I can't do word count. Like, I can do word count, but I like to get, like, a precise word count. And since BB code gets words, I just want to check, and also get spell check on there, too. How did I still misspell the words responsibilities? How did I still end up misspelling it? Missed an I. Responsibilities. Okay. That's the only word I misspelled. And then audio is spelled, Yolanta is spelled, everything else is spelled correctly. Yiral is apparently a word. Sure. And that's 400 words of writing today, which is a lot more than I thought I would do, I'll be honest. I expected it to end up writing like 200. Maybe. And then I guess, basically, yeah. The only thing left on that list is just 420. Retired, grats dude, and then things happen. When was the election? When was the election? The election was in 420. Yeah, she probably got elected as vice. Maybe he didn't. We'll see. I'll figure that out. I'll figure out if he was made vice president in 420 or not. Cause it's all like provisional shit, right? It's fine. Anyway, since it is 1:30, which is half an hour later than I usually finish up, what we're gonna do is we are going to raid Ryder Greg, as I usually do on a Saturday. Technically it's a Sunday, but it's the Saturday stream still, so we're gonna raid Ryder Greg, who will keep running sprints for all the productive people. Sure, it's only for like the last half an hour of his stream, but that's, that's 2 sprints. So that's still very useful, very helpful for creatives. And then I'll stop the stream and then I'll come back in 5-10 minutes playing Minecraft because it's Sunday, baby! We chill on Sundays. So, god damn it, I keep doing that every time. I can never remember if it's exclamation or slash. It's slash. So we're gonna raid Ryder Greg. We have a raid call. It is get ready. If you didn't use all your channel points on sprint calls, you can redeem channel points for the emoji, for our bread emoji. And we shall raid true. We will make Greg get ready. So thank you all for coming. Hope you had a lovely time and that you have lovely days. Sure, you can have the toaster back, just use it responsibly. And I will hopefully see you all around for more nano-y things in the future. Bye bye!